Yeah. So, anyways,
The next match is the 4-way between Dan Garcia, Dustin versus Dustin Rhodes versus Fletcher versus Sammy Guevara, and like I said, this was a stepping kind of match because Adam Cole had to vacate his title.
Yeah. So Adam Cole did come out. Yeah, and you mentioned a serious health issue, and he was talking in a way that he didn't know. Well, he says he's going to vacate the title when he comes back, but there's a chance that he may not come back. And it was an emotional moment. He was trying to hold back tears while talking. Yeah, and as he left, like Robert Strong and them also gave him hugs and support and stuff.
And Garcia came out there and spoke a novel to him, and
Yeah, yeah. And it was kind of scary because we didn't know. I mean, now we know. I guess we know that it's a concussion. I'm not sure if it's 100% definitive, but they're saying it was a back concussion. You can give us details on that, Jack. But at the time, we didn't know. It's not like something like terminal or something. The way like he could barely finish his sentence without like breaking down. I thought it was something a lot more. And not to say that concussions aren't serious, but you know what I mean. Something.
Yeah, and of course, when he said that, he said, "Oh, Adam Cole had to vacate the title." I said, "What did he do? He got pushed over by one of the fat boom kids." I think I said that, didn't I? Before he started talking, I was like,
I'm sorry, but Adam Cole is so scrawny that one of the fat boom kids like spears could land him in the hospital. But anyways,
yeah.
Will we see Adam? But the real answer I have is, will we ever see Adam Cole, baby? And the answer is Adam Cole, maybe.
Okay, but can you tell us about the what was that slam that he did or something that landed?
So and it was by Fletcher, wasn't it?
It was by Fletcher. It was during Dynamite, not Collision. It was during Dynamite. There was a spot where, so the spot was supposed to be Kyle Fletcher was supposed to hit. So imagine this is the side of the ring. He was supposed to hit him with a power bomb onto the apron, like Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens style. But instead, what happened was he picked him up, set him up, and instead his head went. So his neck went ba-bam to the side of the ring, went ba-bam, and then he went down. So side apron concrete. So what exactly the details are of the injury? I believe it's more than likely a severe concussion, if not possible neck damage. But again, that's the problem. What happens when you deal, and I say this time and time again, this is the problem that you have when you try to do pop spots. You're more concerned with how it looks on camera than it being safe when you're doing it. And this is an example of that happening. And it sucks. But at the same time, it's like maybe it's best for Adam Cole to just walk away at this point.
Yeah.
Because it feels as though between his leg injury and the controversy with him and Britt Baker, and it seems like he's never been able to really get back on his feet, quite literally and figuratively. So at this point, if it were me, I would just hang up my boots. Maybe open up a wrestling school, maybe work outside, maybe work backstage. I don't know. But
I know Mark had an interesting idea. He said, well, Adam should just be like a manager or a commentator or a manager for was it for Kyle and Kyle and Roger.
Yeah, that would make more sense. And I don't know. I just it's sad. As it pertains to the match that was thrown together last minute, I have kind of mixed feelings about the result, but the match itself was pretty decent. Like I said, especially considering it was thrown together last minute, you have to take that with a very big consideration.
Yeah. And the voting doesn't count because we didn't know at the time, so we're not voting for.
Yeah, and we tried to get some in, but everyone couldn't get it in time, so we're just going to do a pass on this one anyway. Right. But
so I'm kind of in a mixed opinion about it because everyone was like, "It's so awesome, Dustin got a title." Which I agree.
I felt happy, to be honest, because I wanted him. I know he's a tag champion, but I wanted him to get at least one title run before he calls it a final.
Right. Right. But my other opinion, it's kind of like a double-edged sword for me. I'm like, I'm happy for him.
Mhm.
Kudos to him. Good on him. But it's also two things that make it sour grapes for me. One, because of the circumstances of him not even, being originally in the match and him getting it. But the other thing is more of the fact that someone pointed out to me, they go, he has not had a singles title since 1996. That is that's longer than a lot of the roster has been alive. And I'm like, yeah, sad to say, but yeah, that's sad. But I'm like, in a way, I'm like, hey, more power to him. Cool that he got a title. But again, it's more, I'm a little more on the whole, it kind of sucks in the way because of, Cole's injury. It does taint it a little bit. But once he gets his first defense in, then I'll be like, good on you, but unless it was like a one and done. I want him to actually be able to defend it.
Yeah, the thing though is that with the Cole stuff, you even have people like crying in the audience and everything, and it was like that just killed the whole mood, so to speak. And even though the match was going on, you got your spots, the crowd was kind of dead, and I'm pretty sure that before all this happened, Fletcher was going to probably win it. Fletcher was going to probably defeat Garcia and win it and everything originally, and they said that it would look kind of weird to have a heel win the title after Cole's speech and all the stuff. So this is like the feel good moment that we needed now, and that got everyone. Because the crowd popped, everyone woke back up again. The energy came back to the building. Once he won it. I guess at that point,
I was still shocked.
It's like what you said. They must have called it audible backstage. What do we do now? How do we book this? What do we do?
Well, yeah, because honestly, I mean, it's you remember this, Mark, the pay-per-view that happened all those years ago, and I know Johnny remembers it, where they had the horrifying cherry picker spot with Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara.
Oh yeah.
And then it tainted the match that was right after, which was Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Even though that was the best match of the show. But the whole crowd was like, oh, fuck, is Matt okay? That's the whole thing they were worried about. So you took the air out of the audience and go, ooh. Like that's kind of the same effect. It doesn't take it away from their victory, but it kind of taints their victory, if that makes sense. And I feel like.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say so. Sammy has hurt both hurt both of the Hardys.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. That's why they don't want to work there anymore.
Blame him. Okay,
anyway,
sorry.
Anyway, no, but my whole thing of it is I think once he gets his first defense, everyone will be behind him. You know what I mean? Like he's just got to get past that first defense, because at this point it's kind of like getting a title is one thing. It's very difficult to do, but defending a title is a lot harder. So we'll see. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see. I'm happy for him. I'm very happy for him. And I'm glad he gets to add it to his resume and that he finally won a singles belt again after so long. It should not have taken this long, especially considering he's been in AEW. I'm not talking about in WWE, I understand. Since AEW, he was there day one. Like,
that was the main event. The first main event was Cody versus Dustin.
This is the same dumbass company who goes, let's put a secondary tag team title and the world title on the same guy, but we can't give this guy who's been loyal from day one a title. Stupid. Same thing with Hook, man. Is he still alive? Is Hook alive?
He showed up that one time upset, then he left. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with him.
Yeah, because he was like injured or something. So the Ops won the titles, but without him in it. Hobbs took his spot. So there was the one part where in the last pay-per-view, I think, where Hook showed up to help, but he kind of left kind of angry because like Hobbs took his spot.
Yeah, he did like one little thing there, and he was like, so Joe was like, yeah, come on, join us. And he left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, but that's all my opinions. What do you guys think?
Well, let's put our notes real quick, then we'll ask Johnny's thoughts.
All right, so as mentioned, Adam Cole came out, announced what was wrong, then the match started. Anyway, Sammy, oh yeah, that's right. He did that he did his Garcia's dance before Fletcher attacked both of them. Dustin was gonna here's another note. Dustin was gonna kick Fletcher. Oh yeah, in the balls. Yeah, then Garcia stopped him and then he does it himself.
Yeah, they had Fletcher like tied up on
Tied
the
the
ropes
ropes,
in the
yeah.
open leg position, and Dustin was gonna kick him in the balls, but he tried to do it like the whole like, no, don't do it, man, no, like that's you're
He's that
above
good
that.
man, yeah.
You're above that. You're a good guy. I'll do it.
Yeah, and then Sammy, then Dustin was about to go to Sammy show. It was like, yeah, it's like, no, 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 man, no, man. Let me do it. He kicked him, and then Dustin kicked him. I don't think Fletcher's having any children anytime soon.
Mhm.
So, let's see what else happened.
Oh God! So Sky Blue ain't getting done that night.
So anyway, Dustin ended up reversed a lion tamer from Garcia, and then pinned him and won the TNT title. And the Von Erichs came out to celebrate with him.
Yep. So your thoughts, Johnny?
Well, obviously the emotional speech that Adam Cole had, had people sad or whatever, because we were really concerned because, he really, and like what you guys said, not to downplay the type of, especially the type of concussion he has gotten, because apparently he said there was times where he can't even like walk well or do anything much at all. So it had to be a really horrific concussion. I cannot imagine how bad it was. But at that time we were still wondering, well, oh my goodness, because I was thinking, like, man, maybe he had like cancer or something like that. Not to downplay concussion, because that's a big deal as well. I mean, I don't think none of us ever want to get a concussion to that magnitude, to that level, right? But,
yeah, I said I had that technically a minor one because I'm not throwing myself off of rings and hitting my head on concrete. I just hit a wall. But even that was kind of uncomfortable. I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't imagine going through that.
Well, I also had a scary moment because I remember years ago I got injured in the workplace and I got hit in the head, and I thought that it could have been a concussion, and it was bad. It was still, they had to check the X-ray to make sure I didn't have any, and I didn't have any concussions. But the side effects at that time was still pretty bad, so I could imagine, not to go into details, right? But I could imagine how horrific, how like a million times worse it was to Adam Cole, because it actually was a legit concussion, But yeah, man, honestly, personally, I don't think he's not gonna come back, because if he is saying things that he couldn't even like walk well or get out of his bed well because of that, I don't think he's not gonna be able to do the whole rest of it. That's serious,
Like I mean, like, yeah, I have to agree with Johnny on that one. I mean, I can't, of course, like I said, I can't fully relate to that because, like I said, I got concussed, and yeah, I still have some of the symptoms even now, every once in a while. So, yeah, I get it, and I just can't imagine for something that extreme because, like, like a couple of weeks ago, I was having the neck pains again and the head pains, and I was, had the headaches. I get vertigo occasionally, so yeah, so I just can't imagine doing that kind of work when your head is not in the right space or your neck isn't in the right space because there's just so much stuff that can affect that,
Yeah.
and all the moving, the aerial stuff, unless you change your move set, I don't see how he could even function in the
That's
ring.
the thing. After you got concussed, you had to change your whole move set. Like you stopped doing the flippy shit. You had to focus on more like the grappling and the ground mat stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
But anyways, final thoughts there,
But
Johnny.
guys, the match itself, it was a bit of a blur because, of course, but it was Daniel Garcia that was last minute, right?
No, the last one was
Sammy and
Dustin. Yeah.
Oh, Sammy and Dustin. Okay, so it was a little
Yeah,
bit of a.
because they were in the 0 hour and they had their match in 0 hour, so they had to pull double duty. So they put them in this match instead of just making it They should have just made. I'm surprised they made it a four-way. They didn't just make it between Garcia and Fletcher. But I guess the thing is, they didn't want to put it on Fletcher, and they didn't want Garcia. So I guess the original plan was to have Cole retain, probably.
No, well, original plan, if Cole was healthy, was most likely to have
That's what I
Fletcher win
mean.
it.
You think so?
That's what people were, I guess they were like really hyped up on Fletcher thinking he was going to win it.
You know what? Then again, I thought I was kind of betting on Fletcher too. But
Yeah, I think most of those were. But then, like, I think they added Dustin because I was wondering about that too. I was, that's so random. Why? I mean, I know whatever, but why those two? And I guess that's why they probably thought that Dustin's there. You got the Von Erichs there for the extra when they win.
well, they were in
It'll
Texas,
be a it'll be a feel good moment. And oh yeah,
and they
isn't
were
Dustin
in
a
Texas.
Texan too? Yeah, so there you go. You get a Texan to win, and of course, I mean, he's been like you said, he's been around.
And the Von Erichs, and like I said, anyone who's a wrestling fan who or lived in Texas, especially a Texas wrestling fan, going to know the Von Erichs.
Yeah, and then of course you have the extra drama that they're a tag team, but since this is a four-way, they got to go up against each other. So there were a couple of times there was a little bit of friction between Dustin and Sammy, and even at the end, like when Dustin won, Sammy at first looked kind of pissed, and when everyone was celebrating or whatever, he did kind of hesitate a bit, but then he's like, come on, man, bring it in, but it still added that extra storyline drama. And even I was kind of mentioning, I'm saying that's kind of interesting when he first announced that they're going to do that. I'm saying, so on the same night they had a match where they fought as a team, and now an upcoming match where you got to fight against each other because it's everyone for themselves in that kind of match. And at the time, we didn't know. Some people were even joking about they might even be pulling triple duty or something because they might even be in the gauntlet match too, which of course they weren't, but we didn't know back then,
But yeah, I thought it was so interesting match, and I did, like most people did enjoy the ending that Dustin Rhodes won this match.
Oh, I
And
felt
yeah,
so happy.
it took him.
I
that
legit felt so happy
long.
because I know. Oh, sorry, go on, John.
It took him that long to get the title. I mean, he's like a veteran in the wrestling world. I mean, even for AEW, it's like, damn, it's about damn time he got the title. But hey, I guess it's never too late, right, guys?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just because again, he's getting older and whatever. He's gonna retire eventually and stuff. And
Yeah.
I really want him to have like a title at least one more before calling it a wrap. And I know that technically speaking, he is the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champ with Sammy, but still Tag Team Champ. I wanted him to get like an actual sum, and I guess the TNT title makes sense and everything.
I did like the whole the whole Texas thing, like, hey, Dustin Rhodes from Texas, so hey, it's a big victory for them,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, throughout the pay-per-view, I mean, I did enjoy the very like Texas style of everything, like shit, even the arena was huge.
Mm-hmm.